Spheres and hemispheres are rounded three-dimensional shapes or rounded objects, so we are going to need the radius in these formulas. So to find the volume of a sphere, you can see the formula is 4/3 of pi r cubed. In this case, a hemisphere, hemi meaning half, is half a sphere, so therefore the formula for the volume of a hemisphere is half of it. So 4/3 pi r cubed all divided by 2. Let's just separate that so we know it's not the same. Half of 4/3 is actually 2/3. So we could actually simply write that as 2/3 of pi r cubed. Let's apply the volume formula to find the volume of these spheres. You can see at the top here that I've actually rewritten the formula. So 4/3 of pi r cubed, you can actually rewrite it like this if this makes it a little easier for you to work with. 4 times pi times r cubed all divided by 3. I'll show you that one first and then I'll show you the other one down the bottom. Yet again, as long as you end up with the right answer. And sometimes good to check your answer. So the volume of this sphere, we've got the radius, so we're right to go, is going to be equal to 4, I'm going to use this one, sorry I should say, times by pi, which is 3.14, times by the radius cubed, so 6 cubed, which is 6 times 6 times 6, all over 3. So that's going to be equal to 4 times by 3.14 times by 6 cubed. So 6 times by 6 times by 6 is equal to 216, all divided by 3. That is going to be equal to, so 4 times 3.14 times by 216 is equal to, I'll show you what's on my calculator, which is 2712.96, all divided by 3. Sorry, I've run out of room. Let's put the answer up here. 2712.96 divided by 3 is going to be equal to 904.32, and it's meters cubed. Yet again, cubic units because we are finding the volume. With the second sphere, we have a diameter of 30 centimeters, so we know the radius is half, so the radius is 15 centimeters. So let's now use this formula. So it's going to be 4/3 times by pi, which is 3.14, times by the radius cubed, which is 15 cubed. So that's going to be equal to 4/3 times by 3.14 times by 15 times 15 times 15, which is 3,375. You won't be able to see my calculator screen, but to work this out by doing 4/3, I actually press on 4 divided by 3. So 4/3 actually gives you, on your calculator screen, 1.3333 recurring. That's 4/3 as a decimal. So I do 4 divided by 3, which is that bit. Then I times that by 3.14, which is this part, which now as I have 4.18666666. And then I times that by 3375. That gives me the answer of 14,130. It is centimeters, and we're finding the volume, so it's centimeters cubed. You could, if you wanted to, check that with the other volume formula, but they both work the same. So whatever makes sense to you, you could use the top one, or you can use the bottom one. Just when you're multiplying at the end by 4/3, it's best to do the 4 divided by 3 first, then multiply by the other couple of values you have. Finally, the volume of a hemisphere is equal to 4/3 of pi pi r cubed, and then you divide it by 2, which is equal to 2/3 of pi r cubed. So for this one, we already have the radius, so we can go and plug that into the formula. So the volume is going to be equal to 2/3 times by pi times by the radius cubed, which is going to be equal to 2/3, which you all know is 0.66 recurring, times by 3.14 times by 9 cubed is equal to 729. If we multiply those together, so 2/3, 2 divided by 3 gives me my 0.666 recurring, times by 3.14, which is equal to 2.093333 recurring, times by 729 gives me 1526.04, and that is centimeters cubed. We could have done the other formula. Let me quickly do it now, which would have been equal to 2 pi r cubed over 3. You can just see I've rearranged it a bit. So it would have been 2 times by pi times by the radius cubed, all divided by 3, which would be equal to 2 times by 3.14 times by 9 times by 9 times by 9 is equal to 4,578.12 divided by 3 will give us the answer of 1,526.04 centimeters cubed. So you can see I end up with the same answer whichever way I manipulate the formula. If you're feeling confident, click now for some questions relating to the volume of spheres or hemispheres.